Hey everybody, this is David, and today I'm going to be talking about Arrow Season 4, Episode 21, Monument Point. So, this was a really good episode, and I want to get talking about it. So first, let's start off with Felicity and her storyline in this episode. She is obviously getting her father into the act of Damien Darhk's new plan because Team Arrow realizes, you know what, we're going to need some help because Felicity gets kicked out of her company. The company decides to axe her and kick her out. And so Felicity realizes, you know what, we're going to need some help here. So because they're finally realizing Damien Darhk's next plan, they find out that he's going to unleash this missile. There's some father-daughter bonding going on here for a little bit, and even though Felicity doesn't really like it, we even get Oliver, giving her father some advice as well. So will he listen to Oliver, or who knows? But I think I have a feeling he is going to give up a life of crime. If you ask me right now, I have a feeling. It looks like he might stick around in the next episode, so we'll have to wait and see. But I could see some interesting development there with that character and Felicity. We also got Mama Smoke, Felicity's mom, and Lance, Quentin Lance. Their relationship is still going strong, and I gotta say, I really like their relationship ever since it was introduced, the idea of it, and I think it's really good that she's trying to keep Lance as an honest guy, because Lance kind of lied on the paperwork that he didn't know that Laurel was Black Canary, but Mama Smoke is like, no, you should write down that you did know that she was a crime fighter. You did know the entire time, because she wants him to be an honest man, and I thought that was really good. I think someone needs to keep Team Arrow honest. No more lies. Let's get rid of the lies. You don't need it for drama. The good drama, you don't need that kind of stuff going on in these shows. It works for The Flash. I think it could work for Arrow too. Get rid of all these lies. No more lies. Let's move forward. There's a lot of really good moments with Thea in this episode too, I gotta say. I really like what's going on with Thea. We find out that Merlin obviously arranged for her to be in this dome. Now we get to learn about the dome a little bit more. And I like where they're going with it. Now that I see this week what they're doing with it, I think I've grown a little bit more to the idea of a dome being underground. I don't know yet about the idea of a dome being underground, but I'm starting to accept it, and I think this episode really proved it to me, and I really like what was going on with her there. By the way, there were a lot of villains of the week from the past that have returned in this episode. And it was cool seeing a lot of them, like the guy with his mouth shut the entire time, which, wasn't he a Flash villain? No, in the comics he was a Flash villain, I think, but they decided to give him to Arrow because they thought he would be too creepy to put on Flash. So, but it was cool seeing some of those past villains back, and Thea holding her own in that fight there was really cool. But it looks like she might have lost her boyfriend, Alex, because it looks like that kid killed him. So rest in peace. We also got a lot of ass kicking with Oliver and Diggle, man. Oliver and Diggle were kicking a lot of ass in this episode. Really enjoyed it. Arrow's usually good with their stunts, and even though there weren't some big stunts, the action is still cool to watch. And I gotta say, I also really enjoyed the flashbacks in this episode too. I think the flashbacks, it looks like there's some movement going on finally. The flashbacks have been kind of slow this season once again. It's much better than season 3's flashbacks, the ones that were in China. But I feel like this one really got the flashbacks a little bit better, but not quite. Some episodes, the flashbacks kind of dragged a lot. But I feel like this episode is finally getting to what we want. And I'm liking it right now, especially the way it ended there with the woman whose name I still haven't remembered. She has the idol, and it looks like her eyes are glowing, and it looks like something's up. Something's going to happen with her. What's going to happen? I'm very interested to find out. And just when you think, we're going to have some sort of conclusion in this episode, the episode ends with Oliver and Diggle finding Dark in this temple, doing some magic shit going on here, and then they end it like that with Damien Dark ready to do something, and cuts to black. Oh well, we're not going to see the fight yet, but hopefully we'll get to see it right away next week. I gotta say, I really enjoyed this episode a lot, guys. I thought it was a really solid episode. Definitely one of the better episodes this season, in my opinion. I'm very curious to see what other people are going to think about this episode, because the last couple of episodes, I've been kind of off with everybody. It seems like I've been watching some other reviews and listening to other people say what they've been thinking about it, and there's been some big hatred against Arrow especially ever since the Laurel thing. When they killed off Laurel, there's been a lot of hate on Arrow lately. But I've been enjoying it, and last week's episode I didn't think was that great, but apparently there were a lot of people that did. And the people who aren't hating because of Laurel anyways. But this one I really enjoyed a lot more than last week's. I think definitely we're in building up for the finale territory now. This definitely felt like it's the beginning of a 3-part episode, and I can't wait to see how it all ends, guys. I don't know what my theories are yet. Is anybody else going to die? I hope not. No more dying this season. We already lost Laurel. It's already bad enough. Just give me a really good finale, and this is already a promising start for me, so I'm very happy about that. By the way, guys, did you hear that Kevin Smith wants to write an episode of Arrow? I think that's a fantastic idea for next season. Why not? Because he has written Green Arrow comics. It would be really cool to get him into the Arrow, TV show, writing an episode of Arrow. Also, let's see what he can bring to the table. He already directed last night's episode of The Flash, which was really enjoyable. So I'm curious to see his writing style on this type of show. So it would be really cool. I definitely back that up. So guys, what did you think of the episode? Did you really enjoy it? Did you think it was a lackluster episode? I hope not. It was really good. It was really good. By the way, you're probably also wondering how come I didn't do a little intro like I usually do. If I feel like sometimes I force my intros too much, so I decided not to put one on this one. And if I can think of a funny intro to put, I will. But if I can't think of something funny to say, or funny or cheesy or whatever, I won't say it, because I feel like sometimes some of my intros feel a little forced, and I don't want them to feel forced. So if I think of something funny, I'll say it. If I don't, like this episode, like last night's Flash review, if you check out that review, I felt like I forced that intro when I shouldn't have. And so yeah, I'm going to cut back on intros if I don't think of something witty or funny or cheesy to say. So until then, guys, like this video, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and I have a podcast. Check that out. I already have 2 episodes up, and another episode this Saturday. And until next time, take care.